It is Tuesday morning, folks, and you know what that means. Every week around this time, we shift gears for Pop-Off Politics, and for this, we're bringing in our friend, KPRC2 investigative reporter Mario Diaz.
Good
morning, sir.
Good morning, good morning.
Hey, you know, I want to start this conversation off by reminding folks what Pop-Off Politics is, what we talk about for the next 10 minutes or so.
Well, we've mentioned it before. We're going to mention this again, okay? We live here. We love it here. We really do. Okay, I grew up here.
Yeah.
But not all of us.
It's home.
Not all of us are Houstonians. It is home. Home, sweet home. Especially if you live out in the land of sugar. But for those that live in the city, you pay for the city to do its thing.
Wait, but if you live in the land of sugar, are you really Houstonian?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, you talk to a person in Sugarland, Katie, they say...
I mean, if you talk to somebody within the loop, they're going to be like, nah,
No, they're not. No, Texans aren't like that.
Okay.
Okay? All right. So, but every week, this is where we look out for you because you're paying for what's going on inside of the, as Zach likes to say, the loop and everything else within the city.
Hey, for the record, I don't live within the loop.
Within the city limits
of
everything. within the city limits of Houston. Because what we're doing here,
the bear.
All right. We're examining our tax dollars and how they're being spent in the city of Houston. Remember, every Wednesday at City Council, they approve millions. And because of this, we pop off on certain items because this is exactly what Houstonians do during public session on Tuesdays, also known as pop-off.
Pop-off.
There you go.
I love those graphics, despite them not being new.
All right.
Remember that?
Hey, we're a year old. We're still relatively new.
I know, we are. We're still a baby. We're almost to our toddler stage,
What do you
right?
want? You want fireworks?
Terrible shoes?
You want like fireworks? Do you want like a Motley Crue show?
We have a brand new studio. We can figure that out.
All right, let's get to it.
Okay, yeah, so I know you every week, and I know last week you had an extremely busy week. Were you able to talk to Mayor Whitmire or find out what his City Hall budget is for this?
You know, that's the big question because a lot of people are wondering, hey, how are they going to make this budget? Because you have the situation going on with the firefighters. Big question. This is right now, the whole focus of the city council right now is about, in terms of behind the scenes, how we make this budget work. The mayor's office is going to say how we make this budget work. But every year they do this and they always make the budget work.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens.
What are we starting with today?
Okay, here's what we're going to start off with. We have 6 agenda items, 44 through 49.
Okay, they're telling me to walk.
Oh, they're going to want us to walk. All right. They also, well, I'm trying to get to it here, okay? And here it is. We have 6. I mean, you got to wait for the camera, you see? We know how to dance.
Yes.
All right. So agenda items, 44 through 49. We have 6 of them. Okay? Ordinance granting the right, privilege, and franchise to collect, haul, transport solid waste and industrial waste from commercial properties located within the city of Houston, Texas, pursuant to Chapter 39 Code of the Ordinances, Houston, Texas, third and final reading. So, real fast.
Yeah, who is this for?
Well, that's the catch.
Yeah.
This is about illegal dumping, moving the waste out, and it's 6 different companies receiving the contracts. The companies are Berkeley Outside Service, Cherry Concrete Removal, Ensource Corporation, First Choice Zach, Grease Service, Grease Recyclers LLC, and Magna Flow Environmental. But this speaks to a much bigger issue within the city of Houston, okay? And that has to do with illegal dumping all around the community.
A major problem for so many. I know there was a big investigation into this too.
Yeah, the Department of Justice actually came in during the Turner administration, about 2 years ago, made a big deal about illegal dumping in specific communities.
Certain pockets.
Yes. And, you know, we're talking about specific communities within our city. Civil rights came in. They wanted to really examine this because they felt like certain communities were not being treated fairly and given the lack, and there was a lot of lack of attention by the city into the matter of illegal dumping into this community. So that's what this agenda item is for. It's about hiring these companies and having them just go haul it out because there's so much. There's so much illegal dumping in our city. Okay.
Okay, what's next, sir?
All right, we're going to move it down here. I'm going to walk it slow.
You need to do a moonwalk. You need to figure out some transitions on what you can do in between.
You know, when I was 13, I could do the moonwalk. It's a little bit different these days. Okay, agenda item 13. All right, here it is. Concealments. There you go. LLC. For purchase of concealment boxes to conceal surveillance cameras, electronics, and communication equipment from the sole source supplier for the Houston Police Department. $163,750. General fund. Yeah, now look at this, Zach. Cowboy Concealment's LLC for purchase of concealment boxes to conceal surveillance cameras and electronics.
So what is this? Are we talking about like the hard shelled cases? Like what is this? Do you know for sure?
This is the challenge here. I looked at this one, I said, wait a second, I don't understand what this one's all about.
Yeah.
So I actually reached out to some people who I know.
Yeah.
You know, I know a few people over at HPD.
Just a few.
Just a few. And what they told me that has to do a lot with like boxes containing communication boards, cooling system, customized mounting bracket system, camouflage lenses. That's in the back up here. They're talking about all of this like secretive stuff, right? And I'm gonna just go right through this because there's just so much.
Yeah.
But it says for HPD headquarters at 1200. We're talking about
downtown Houston,
yeah,
Travis Street.
So when I spoke to my buddy,
yeah,
one of my sources was in HPD, and he tells me the following: a purchase like this, which is pretty vague but talks about secretive items, it's usually done for narcotics. Okay, it's also done for internal affairs, he says. And that's the key as to why there's not too much detail here with regards to these purchase items.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much of anything that we could jump to conclusion on there.
That's why I examined it. Because it's like, you read this, it talks about concealment, talks about camouflage, and then it's narcotics. I'm like, oh,
interesting.
That's why I picked this agenda item out.
Okay.
It's intriguing.
You know you're not going to pick an agenda item out pertaining to HPD and me not ask you about what the latest is with the whole chief situation.
Right. And you know, we're going to shift the tone a bit more serious with this one because obviously this pertains to the fact that you had the Houston Police Department admitting that they did not investigate more than 4,000 sexual assault cases, more than 260,000 cases properly. In fact, all they did, they just suspended them. They just made them go away just like that by writing suspended lack of personnel. They're saying they didn't have
a code.
Code. They didn't have enough men to actually, and women, to investigate this. It finally came to light. We did a lot on this story.
You did a lot on this story.
I appreciate that. We exposed a lot. We had backup with the help. Jason, our producer, is extremely helpful. But what we uncovered were a couple key items that at the end, you know, Mayor Whitmire said that last week, Chief Finner resigned. It was, in fact, it was a week ago today.
Yeah, overnight, right? Like 10:30.
No, it was like at 10:30 when they made the announcement, and it came down really to two items. You thought most places, hey, you knew about this? This was going on. You'd kick them out right away. Not here. They wanted to do the investigation. They dragged out this investigation, and what they found was that and what we uncovered, we were the ones that brought this to light, was that the letter that helped get this entire investigation going appears to have been based on something that wasn't factual. The executive assistant chief.
The 2018 letter.
Yes, the 2008.
Wow, yeah.
No. The one for the investigation.
Oh, the one for the investigation.
In February of this year, they launched the investigation.
Okay.
And executive assistant chief Chandra Hatcher said, hey, I believe I was at this meeting and I remember this being said about the code. And there was no directive, but there was a heightened concern. I distinctly recall at this meeting. Well, the problem was she wasn't there.
That was fabricated.
According to people at HPD, and now they are investigating this. However, this is something that's under investigation. The department admitted to this. So now there's an investigation into that letter and what she put onto paper.
And she's the assistant, one of three.
One of three. And that's been a big issue here. And the mayor even said the Hatcher letter was a big deal for me. That was Mayor Whitmire telling that to us after what we uncovered and we put out there. The other issue was this 2018 email in which Chief Finner acknowledges the code, but yet he told Houstonians back in February, I don't know anything about it. So we still have this big investigation going on.
Still a lot of questions.
A lot of questions as to how this happened, the use of this code, seeing what else is happening. And then I spoke to Chief Larry Satterwhite last week. He is the new acting chief.
The interim.
He's been around for 34 years. In fact, he took the academy 2 months after Chief Finner. Well known within the department. And he addressed the media last week. I had some questions for him about, hey, you tell me, and you just told everybody you knew about this in December, but then you actually didn't alert the chief either. Why was that? Why did this escalate?
And during that news conference, I felt like there was some backpedaling going on too.
You saw that.
I saw that.
Yeah, those are your words. And that was something that we obviously have been working on. But that's the very latest. The investigation's ongoing. We know the independent panel is still out there. It's going to be intriguing to see what they bring to Houstonians once they release everything here.
Yeah.
All right.
Still a lot of questions. Okay, as always, Thank you very much, sir.
Hey, you got to look at Zach's socks today. I'm sorry. I know we're gonna go a little bit light.
I tried color coding here.
Look at this. Looks like it looks like a Tetris game. Look at this. Look, oh no, actually, it's more Frank Lloyd Wright.
Yeah. Oh, look at you.
There you go. There you go. Nice socks.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. I tried color coding with the soles on the.
It's fascinating how you piece things together. How's that?
And then there's some red in there, which matches the pocket
there you
square.
go.
See?
No, I like the socks though.
Everything has a purpose.
My son loves socks. You know, he's 12 now. He turned 12 last week.
Okay. Oh, what? Wait, say that again. I have a producer talking to you.
Turned 12 last week.
No.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
So comes in here a lot. Zach's met
yes.
him. Little guy.
We actually should have him come in and do his own segment too.
He'd do pop-off.
It could be like pop-off junior politics.
No, I'm gonna pop off my dad. That's what he's saying. I'm gonna pop off my dad. But he likes all these colorful socks.
Yeah.
So he'd be like, hey, those are cool socks.
Well, bring them on in. Bring them on in.
That's how we pop off politics
that
on this Tuesday.
Every Tuesday.
On this Tuesday, the 14th.
The 14th of May, yeah. Yeah, this is my favorite part of the entire segment. Mario, I'm going to have you say your email for folks wanting to get in touch with you with questions, concerns, tips.
mdiaz@kprc.com. mdiaz@kprc.com.